Yes, dear readers, it is the spring season, and I'm here once again as Lady Whistlebottom to tell you what's going on. You see, there's a new upstart. Her name is Indiana Jones. Strange and peculiar as she is, the Queen doesn't quite approve of her. But will that stop Miss Indiana Jones? Or is she herself Lady Whistlebottom? Hi, and welcome to my channel, Crafting with Indiana Jones, and I am Indiana Jones, and this is my lovely home. No, it's not. It's the Vizcaya Palace here in Miami, Florida, and I thought it was the perfect backdrop for our Bridgerton challenge for today, the inspiration for all the projects I have in this video today. So, let's get started. Thank you to Michelle of Moxie, DIY, and Java for hosting this wonderful Bridgerton challenge. I am looking forward to seeing the whole playlist, and there's a link just down below. Please visit Michelle's channel for more inspiration. So for this project, which is inspired by Faberge eggs, you're going to need a Dollar Tree egg, one of the larger eggs of course, either medium-sized or large, or whatever eggs you seem to find, a hot glue gun, paint, and hot glue sticks, of course. Now, I'm using hot glue as my molds, but you can use lace or flowers or anything you like. It doesn't have to be exactly like the one I'm creating here today. I'm just trying to inspire you to create something like this for your Easter decor. So first, what I'm going to do with this egg is I'm going to cut open a hole. So there's like a little peekaboo hole in the large Easter egg. How I'm doing this is using my styrofoam hand cutter, and it's perfect for cutting plastic. After I cut the hole, of course, I'm going to paint both the back and the front of the egg. Now again, I'm using a pearlized paint from Folk Art Paints, and I love Folk Art because it's part of the PAD family of products. After I'm finished painting, now I'm going to make sure that I decoupage the inside of the egg so there's something very nice in the background, like what I have here in my background. So using Mod Podge, I'm decoupaging the inside of my egg so that there's a lovely background. What I'm going to put in the inside yet, I still don't know, but I'll be coming up with that idea in just a moment. Now to add some extra gloss, I used extra gloss from Mod Podge. That's right, this is super gloss, and I love this product. If you've never used it before, it's fantastic, just to finish up your projects perfectly. So using one of the Glade Air Freshener refill bottles, that's going to become my tiny little vase, and I'm going to decorate it with a little bit of Totally Dazzle, because it's totally dazzling, and a really loud bird. To give the appearance of water in my vase, I'm just going to pour some hot glue, and that is also going to help me fix my flowers right into my beautiful miniature vase. Now that that's done, I'm going to glue the front and the back together. I know it looks messy, but we're going to cover that up with trim. Again, you can use lace or ribbon or trim, anything that you like. Once it's glued together, then I'm going to bring out my molds, and instead of using clay, I decided to use hot glue, simply because it's more pliable and it won't crack as much. Now I'm taking care of painting my molds this beautiful color of gold, which I think looks perfect with this beautiful blue. And there you have it, my Faberge egg. To add the trim to my plastic egg, of course, I used hot glue, which was perfect because it's made of hot glue. All this trim is made of hot glue. And to give it a little extra lift, of course, I'm going to use one of those gloss taper candle holders to create a stand for my beautiful Faberge egg. And lastly, to cover those seams on the side of the egg, again, you can use lace or flowers or anything you like, but I'm using the trim that I created once again from hot glue onto my egg after I have painted it gold. It's always best to paint the trim before you add it to your egg. Wait till the end for a beautiful final reveal. When I was first announced about this challenge by Michelle, I couldn't help but think of the beautiful Vizcaya Palace right here in Miami. It is the perfect place for inspiration for a Bridgerton challenge playlist. As you can see, this is just the music room of the Vizcaya Palace, which was built by James Deering in the early 1900s or late 1800s, I believe. And the most beautiful thing about this home is it sits right upon the shores of the Atlantic Ocean, and it is absolutely a stunning place to visit. If you're ever in South Florida, please stop by and visit this beautiful museum, Vizcaya and its gardens. I'll have more information and the links in my description below. For my next project, I'm going to create a lovely fan that is perfect for any ballroom. First, I'm going to start off with this very plain fabric fan. Now, you can do the same thing with those fans that you find at the Dollar Tree. Some of them are kind of gaudy and have very bright designs, and maybe you don't like that for your shabby chic look or your Bridgerton costume. So all you have to do is first, I would paint it white and start from there, and then you can decoupage it with anything you like. I'm decoupaging with Jim Holtz tissue, as you can see with these beautiful florals, and they are so easy to decoupage with fabric Mod Podge. Why fabric Mod Podge instead of just regular Mod Podge? Well, it doesn't crinkle as much and it doesn't fall off of the fabric. So it's the perfect medium to use for this project. So I take the Jim Holtz tissue and I pieced it together to match the shape of the fan. And thank you once again to Michelle and her channel Moxie DIY and Java for hosting this very fun Bridgerton Light Academia playlist. The link to the playlist and her channel are in the description box below. For this project, I was inspired by the beautiful Vizcaya Gardens. Vizcaya is very well known for its beautiful gardens, and it is an attraction site for many quinceañeras who come to take timeless pictures of precious memories here in the beautiful gardens. Weddings and so many other events happen at this beautiful place. Again, this is the brother of James Deering from the Deering Estates that I am so very fond of, and he was more of the playboy. Regardless, he made a beautiful spot to get away from the Miami hectic life and go back in time to a simpler, more beautiful life. For this DIY, you're going to need 2 candelabras or candle holders, and they're the bougie ones, the glass candle holders from the Dollar Tree for taper candles, a glass plate, and some styrofoam circles. And all I'm going to do is using this cement, actually it's wonderful, from the Dollar Tree. They just started carrying this and I really love it. I would combine the cement together with the hot glue simply because the hot glue won't hold it alone. And the hot glue will stabilize it so that the cement can dry properly. So I'm attaching one on top of the other, as you can see here, and that's going to be our base. Then to the top of the candelabra, I guess you can call it the twin candelabra, we're going to add that glass plate. And usually this is used either as a cutting board, it's in the kitchen area. It's either a cutting board or you can use it also for candles or candle holder. And just make sure that you measure it properly to make sure that it's right in the center. And I think I did a pretty good job of getting it right in the center. And once that's done, make sure you let it dry before you flip it over. And it dries pretty quickly because, well, the hot glue, not the hot air, that's what I got. Anyway, the hot glue dries pretty quickly. Now I'm attaching the 2 styrofoam, I guess, circles or discs. And on top of that, I'm going to add my favorite product, which is moss. Just a bunch of moss all over the place. And this is such messy moss. Oh, I love it again, but it's always a mess and it always ends up all over the floor. So I'm covering up the styrofoam with the moss so you don't see that white styrofoam in the background. Now I'm using first greenery to start my centerpiece. Now I'd been taught how to make centerpieces, and I remember her saying first start with the flowers, and then other times she would say first start with the greenery so you don't use as many flowers. But I always start with the greenery so that I know where exactly I have to affix my flowers. So choose whatever flowers you like and start adding them in. You can glue them in if you'd like. You can glue the tips in, or you can just add them in organically so it doesn't have any glue. And that way you can change it up for the different seasons, because this you can use for all the seasons all year long. And I think it makes a beautiful centerpiece for any occasion, and most especially just to have around the house during spring and Easter time. It is really effortless and truly, truly inexpensive. And if you have a special event coming along, like a wedding, this is incredibly economical and it just looks so elegant. But now I'm going to add a new element that I just received from Amazon. And this is just absolutely beautiful. Now you can see the full arrangement, and here I'm going to add the final element that gives it that Bridgerton touch. I received these beautiful, I guess it's candelabra or chandelier crystals. Now when I ordered them from Amazon, I thought they were going to be plastic. I ordered these on Amazon a month ago, and I was just so incredibly surprised to find that they were actually glass, crystal glass, dangling beautiful chandelier objects. I was stunned. So I'm adding 4 just around the circle of that dish that I've put underneath my flowers. And I think that's just going to add a little bit of class. Now, I was having difficulty as to how was I going to add this to the actual dish, because there's no holes. However, all I did was I tied a small ribbon around the chandelier hole. I don't know what it's called. Those things that hang, those dangly things, chandelier dangly things. So I added 4 just to complete this project. And now for the final reveal. I hope you like it, and I hope you're inspired. Well, sadly, this is the road that leads back home and back to reality. I would love to spend a whole week living and luxuriating here at Vizcaya and its gardens. But it was enough inspiration for me to make my beautiful Bridgerton project. I hope you were inspired too. And if you were, please click that subscribe button and come back for more. As always, thank you again for being part of my adventure. And also thank you for Moxie for hosting this beautiful challenge. As I always say, stay safe, be kind, God bless each and every one of you, and remember to live the adventure. See you again soon. Thank you again for stopping by, and I hope you got some inspiration. Cops and police and crying babies and airplanes and human beings. This is the real life, people. Police car sirens. This is Miami. Yeah, forget all about all that stuff in Biscayne. This is Miami. Police car sirens in the back.